Hey, everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Thursday, and that means it's Shades of Bravo. And I'm excited because I haven't gotten to do too much Bravo in the last couple of weeks. I've been traveling, so I'm going to jump back into it today. And today I've got Donna here. It's Donna Bowling from Daily Dose of Donna. Oh, what a great day for you to be here. We've got so much breaking news to cover.
There's always breaking news with Bravo. We had like a slow couple weeks in the
hmm
summer, just calming us down, the calm before the storm. And now there's just so much going on.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Now, I want to talk to you first about the whole Brandy Glanville, Andy Cohen thing. So we're recording this on Wednesday. So this stuff just came out today. Now she's been saying, "Oh, I've got all this stuff. Like it's like Alexa saying she's got this shocking information about Shannon. It's gonna blow everybody's mind." So today she released the text messages. Now, before we recorded, I said it was sort of like if I sent you a text if I saw you at BravoCon and we're cursed, just we know each other, and I go, "Oh, girl, I saw that guy looking at you," you'd be like, "Stop! I thought he liked you." All right, and then maybe I texted you later. "Oh my gosh, I saw you talking to that guy at the bar. Did you hook up?" And you were like, "No, I didn't hook up with them, but I'm dying to go and visit him in New York." Th-
Yep.
that's it.
I'm still waiting for the like gotcha moment.
Me
I mean,
too.
I'm reading through this stuff. It's more about her narrative around what these text messages say, more so than what the actual text messages say, because we talked about this also. Andy Cohen, yes, technically a boss
hmm
because he is the executive producer of the Housewives, but
hmm
he's also, and it mentions it in the episode, I mean in the article, that he's talent. So he feels like he's one of them, and he kind of is. He's kind of one of the
Yeah.
ladies.
hmm
He hangs out with all these people. He's drinking with them, he's partying with them. We know he
Yes.
has a good relationship with them. So it's a weird, it's definitely blurry, the line of like how much to cross. And I do believe he probably regrets talking like that to her, but I have a feeling he probably had that relationship with so many of them.
But I feel like it was back and forth, and
Mhm.
she made it sound like he was saying to her, "I am requiring you to fuck Austin." But what he said was, "Ooh, I'd love to see you hook up with Austin. He's so hot and you're so hot." And she's like, "I'm gonna visit him in Charleston for sure."
Literally, if you look at any of my text messages with any of my girlfriends or any of my gay guy friends,
Yes.
that's what it is. It's talking about how hot someone is. It's like, oh my God, did you hook up with them? Did you? I mean, obviously, it's not like there's that much with a married woman. Like,
Right,
I'm not
right,
like talking
right.
about all of that, but it's that kind of energy. It's that kind of a vibe. And she's definitely, what I said earlier on my show was like the idea of when he says, "Oh my God, you should hook up with Austin." If she was that offended by that, if she was so like, "What?" Because she
Yeah.
calls him in the article her pimp. He acted as if he was her pimp and she's a hooker, which is not what that was. But if he had said that, "You should have sex with Austin," or whatever, all she could have said was LOL or like, haha,
Or
the
or
text,
thumb down emoji.
or like vomit emoji.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
There's so many ways to just kind of like throw it off. She's like, "Well, oh my gosh, Shep is texting me and I'm going to Charleston." Like, she was
And
in on it.
I don't normally like blondes, but I'll check it out,
Yeah.
like, and by the way, her whole brand is her, being very sexually open, and so, yeah,
Mm.
I'm for this one, I'm for that one. So, I'm sure that over the years and years he's known her, they've had these kind of conversations and been funny, and I don't know, I'm not like an Andy Cohen apologist, I'm really not. I do love him, he's a deadhead like I am. I really love him, but if something comes out and shows me that he needs to be canceled from a woman's point of view, I'll be like, "Well, fuck yeah, you can't treat women like that." But I just haven't seen it, and I really, really didn't see it here. Really didn't
No,
see it
no,
here.
this felt like this is giving a little bit of the Leah McSweeney vibes, like when she came out with all these allegations. I think I think we're really grasping, I hate to say it, but the fact that the article is with the Sun
Mm,
feels
mhm.
a little bit, isn't am I wrong? It feels a little like National Enquirer vibes.
It's not the New York Times, is what you mean?
Yeah, it's not some
Just have to
big
watch the
expose,
post. Yeah,
Hollywood Reporter, even Us Weekly or People Magazine, like, we didn't get
true.
anything like that. It's like The Sun. It feels very like there's also aliens in my backyard, and Brandy Glanville released this article by, it just doesn't
Yeah.
have that same kind of energy of like, wow, we have some real important information. Also, did you see the video of her talking about this on their online?
No, I literally clicked it right before I was walking in, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad, like, I've got some updated
Big
scoop to
Bravo
talk to
stuff.
Donna about." Yeah.
So yesterday I posted it. I was talking about it on the show because yesterday I didn't see all of this stuff, all these
Mhm.
texts, because I think they're like releasing it day by day. But yesterday we got the actual video that Andy Cohen sent with Kate Chastain under the influence, having some fun, some
Oh, right.
drinks.
Mhm.
And they go back in the video on their website. It goes back and forth between the video and then it goes to Brandy. They're interviewing Brandy. And
Gotcha.
she's sitting there in her home, I imagine. Her hair is a mess, like matted. She's wearing glasses. She didn't even put on like she doesn't look like she is 100% together. I don't know what's going on. It just feels like obviously she's had some health issues we've heard in the last few months
She's got
about
some
like
sort of, like, face paralysis or something that has to do yeah, I saw that.
yeah, and I didn't see it in the video when she's talking. She looked completely fine in that sense, but we were mentioning briefly, like, we haven't really seen her do her podcast. Like, there are ways to make money. Lala is an
Mhm.
example of someone that got beyond canceled on the Bravo world. I don't agree with it all, but people hated her and she's still showing up and doing her podcast. If you need the money, there's ways to make money. Like,
Yeah. Yes,
this feels
yes.
so desperate.
Yeah, and it's just sorta like with Leah McSweeney, with Bethany, whatever, like, if you've got something really terrible, let's go ahead. Let's hear it. Let's see it.
Mhm.
Let's get ready. We've been waiting since right before BravoCon last year when all this came out. We still haven't seen it. Bethany's having breakdowns in grocery stores because people don't recognize her and taking old makeup to TJ Maxx. Like, what are we doing? What are we
The
doing?
Bethany of it all is to be studied in a museum. Like,
Because
I
I
can't
love Bethany and I'm upset. I'm
I
upset.
I cannot get enough though of the unraveling. And honestly, I feel to an extent like there is a like I want to hate her and I can't stop watching her. It's
I'm the same.
obsessive.
I'm the same. I'm looking for my pen. Sorry, I know I'm looking around like a weirdo, but I was like, I know I have a pen here somewhere.
No, and I keep on looking behind because my kids are in the backyard and I'm like, if they
Oh,
come in, I'm gonna be so annoyed. I told them I was recording. But no, I cannot stop watching. It's a train wreck. It is a train wreck. But what's crazy about the Bethany of it all is she dabbled in the reality reckoning. She was one of the people that I think started
yes,
this
yes.
craziness. It's like went in there, she lit a match, threw it, and then ran. She is not talking about reality TV anymore. She doesn't talk about Bravo. She doesn't talk about Andy. She was so hurt by what Andy Cohen did to her
Mhm.
um, by kind of making fun of the fact that she was doing a housewives podcast. Remember that episode of Watch What Happens
Yeah.
Live?
Mhm. He said because she was, like, kinda shitting on it, he goes, "With all due, like, you're doing a podcast about housewives, so it's not, like, the worst thing that ever happened to you."
Yeah, and she
And
didn't
then,
like it.
okay, well, that's
But
you're on his show, he's gonna say something, you
I
know?
think reality reckoning was born out of that moment. Like, I think she felt so insanely I mean, look how she handled the Round Swamp chicken salad debacle. So the Round Swamp Farms that didn't recognize her, she came out and was like, "I think we need to cancel Round Swamp." This person believes that everyone needs to love her, and if they don't, they'll get blocked, canceled, sued, fired,
Mhm.
broken up
Mhm.
with. I don't know.
It's But again, I can't stop watching because listen, there's one thing about Bethany is she is good TV, she's good to watch, she is a star, and she's
Mhm.
really turned into a really bored rich person, and that's interesting. I did have, a listener wrote somewhere, and now it's been a month or so, and I can't remember because too much has happened, but they were like, "Oh, I was just in, Bethany Beach," which is here, Delaware
Mm.
Bethany Beach, Delaware,
Yes.
and, then Jason Hoppy was there with Bryn on the beach.
Someone sent this to me. I don't
Mhm.
know, but it must have been from, like, it was, like, on Facebook or something,
Somewhere,
right?
yeah, yeah, it started somewhere, but the people had pictures because people were like, "Pictures sure didn't happen," and they were like, "Why don't I take a picture of this kid?" But kinda, like, got a picture of Jason with, like, Bryn walking in front. It
Oh,
was
I
definitely
didn't see
them,
the
yeah.
pictures, but
Mhm.
when I tell you, Jason Hoppy is the biggest mystery of the world. The fact that you cannot find anything. You can't find a thing about him online other than Bethany related content. You can't find, apparently, he's a real estate agent, cannot find a website. You can't find, supposedly, he's remarried, according to that post.
Mhm.
Can't find anything about that. Like, Bethany scrubbed him from the world. Like, he is gone. It's crazy.
He did for a while there. Every so often, somebody will send me a DM and it'll be like, "Look who popped up on my Tinder or my whatever." And for a while there, he was popping up on people's Tinder or Bumble or whatever people use for dating in New York.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm also married, been married for a really long time, and I am obsessed with online dating since I never had it. I'm obsessed with it.
Really?
I'm dying for somebody just to hand me their phone on an app and just let me look at it. I just wanna see what it looks like. I've never seen it in person. I wanna swipe through people. I wanna read their profiles.
Well, don't you have kids? Like, why don't you get them on these apps?
Well, they're 21 and 18. I mean, I don't wanna be like Andy Cohen and Brandy Glanville and be pimping them out.
Yeah, and
Um,
they're gonna write an article about you, and they're gonna go to the Sun.
they're gonna write an article about me anyway, let's be honest.
It's
But
about
no,
but
really, my daughter was on something, Bumble or something,
okay.
um, Hinge. It was Hinge
Mm,
because our whole family is connected, like, through, family Apple sharing or whatever,
sure,
and
so you saw.
every so often, something will pop up like, "Excuse moi, mom's not paying for your, $20 you played the Clash of Clans, video game." Like, "No, you give mom $20." But this popped up and it was like $15 or maybe it was $35, whatever it was. It was a big fee to Hinge, and I was like, "Is my husband on a dating app or my daughter? Who's on the dating
Yeah,
app?"
you're
So
like, "Thank God it's my daughter."
yeah, I was like, "Girl," and she goes, yeah, I meant to delete that after, like, the trial." I go, "Well, you didn't, and I got charged for it, so you owe me money."
So you better
And
find a husband.
so it better work. So she did actually meet a guy that she's been dating ever since. So she's now
Stop
sh
it.
yeah, yeah,
Off Hinge.
off Hinge.
Well, guess what happens now? When they get married, you at the speech, you can say, "I am the responsible for your dating, for
Oh,
you
because
guys
I
being
paid for
together
the
because I paid
Hinge?
for it." It's like, like a setup, a marriage, like, you paid for it, you paid the dowry or whatever it's called.
Yes, I paid that $15 for that 1 month she was on Hinge. We digress. Okay, so you have a
Wait,
daily
so back
show.
to Bethany, just one more
Yes,
thing, and then
yes,
we'll move
please.
on.
Okay.
Speaking of kids and all that, please don't let me die before Bryn writes her tell-all about her mother, because that will be a Carrie Fisher, Debbie Reynolds situation. Like, I need it. I need it in my veins right now. I need to know everything about what it's like growing up under her.
I think she's only probably got 4 more years till she's 18 and she can do that.
We'll see.
She Bryn is a tween influencer and it is something. Everybody
Interesting.
get your eyes on Bryn Peanut is her name on the old
Peanut.
Instagram. So, it's like she and her mom do a get ready with me and I'd be like, "My shirt is from Zara, my belt is Chanel, my my pants are H&M, my shoes are Tom's, and my bag is Balenciaga." And then Bethany walks up and is like, "My belt is Gucci, my dress is Gucci, my shoes are Gucci, my bag is Louis Vuitton, my sunnies are Chanel, let's go." Like, "Oh
And
god,
she
you guys."
looks at her daughter and she's like, you could tell it's like showbiz moms. Like,
Yeah,
she's in
she's
the
like,
corner during her. Yes.
yeah,
Good job. Good job.
"Good job,
She's like,
good job."
she's so cute, that Brim Peanut.
She is cute, and we just fingers crossed for you,
I
girl.
really hope for her. I think she seems to have a normal dad. Like, that seems calm.
But we don't know either. We
We
don't
don't
know about that either because according to her, he's not so great. But I
I
can't
know.
imagine his stories. Anyway, I gotta listen. All we could do a 6-hour episode about Bethany.
Literally the deep
Yeah,
dive, I'm waiting for it on Netflix. Like, I need it
yeah.
all.
Ooh. That's a good idea. So you have a show. It's a daily show. It's called
Yes.
Daily Dose of Donna. You guys, it's spelled Dana like Dana, but it's Donna. I also have a confusing name, so I'm with you. I'm with you.
Well, I mean, at least your name is spelled Mary Payne and it's not Mari Paine.
Yes, true.
Yes, my name is obnoxious. I wish I could change it, but unfortunately I can't. This is just the way I was born. You don't get to choose everything in your life.
Do you have like when you do emails and stuff like PR stuff? Do you put it at the bottom like Dana, and do you put it underneath pronounced Donna?
No, and I should probably, but it wouldn't work because I used to be a casting director, and when I
Okay.
was in casting here in LA doing scripted casting on, you would release a breakdown, which is like a character description. So just say
Mhm.
we were working on the show Reba, okay? We cast
Okay.
Reba.
Okay.
So, we would send out the descriptions of the characters that we were casting for that week, and on the top, it would say casting associate Donna Gurgley. That was my, maiden name.
Okay.
So my boss was so sick of getting phone calls all the time saying, "Is Dana there? Is Dana there? Is Dana there?" Because at the time it was all phone calls.
Yeah.
He said, put in quotes Donna. So it'd say Dana, Donna. And people
Uh-huh.
would call and say, "Hi, is Dana, Donna there?" So
Yeah.
people don't get it.
Well, I have a double Southern name as well, and people don't get it, and that's fine, and I get it. But, I'm old and I'm sick of explaining it. And a long time ago, probably in the last 10 years, I decided if I've met you more than once and had to explain it to you more than once, I'm not explaining it to you again. You can just call me the wrong thing because I'm tired. I'm tired.
And do you ever feel embarrassed, more embarrassed for them than you, like when they mess up your name? When someone that I know comes up to me and they're like, "Dana," I just let it fly because I don't want to change it for them. I feel like that's going to embarrass them.
I had somebody, and I won't even get specific, in this past week that I know very closely over and over call me Mary Catherine.
Mary
And I kept
Catherine.
going, "Who?" And they would laugh, go, "Oh my God, it's so funny. Like, I'm Catholic. I know so many Mary Catherines." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure you do, Mary Payne." And then like 20 minutes later, Mary Catherine, when I'm like, "Are you still talking to me? Because Mary Catherine is not here. What are
Oh
we
my gosh, and
doing?"
Mary Catherine's longer than Mary Payne. Like we're adding
I,
syllables.
I mean, it happens all the time, but I do sometimes when I'm reaching out to new people to interview, or if I'm kind of going back and forth on scheduling, and then somebody writes back with Mary, I'll put under it Mary Payne, and then I'll put in parentheses, it's Mary in quotes, not Mary Payne in quotes. So you could try that. You could put it's Donna in quotes, not Dana in quotes.
I'm gonna work
And
on
and
it.
then and then again, if they continue to read that, ask you, and then get it wrong, you're like, now I can't help you. And so now you've shown me your true colors.
It's
You don't
literally,
actually
but
care to
look,
know my name.
it's a
Yeah.
conversation starter. It's
And
an
then
icebreaker. We're chatting about it.
we are. We are.
Part
Well,
of our identity.
so tell me, tell my listeners about your daily show. It's a YouTube show, but it's also a podcast.
Yeah, it's a well, it was originally just audio, and then one of my actual she's a former student of mine, she's a client of mine. She came to me because I used to teach like video content and online
Uh-huh.
content for entrepreneurs coming off the casting side. And so she was like, "You should try YouTube. Your show would kill on YouTube." I was like, "I don't know a thing about it. I've
Mhm.
tried YouTube like for marketing stuff. It doesn't work for me. 2 views, it's too much work." But she kind of like got me into the idea of trying to do so I would just post the full video on YouTube, and
Mhm.
it started to actually work. I started to get an audience, and then I started going live on YouTube. And since I've been doing that, it's a very, very community feeling show because everyone knows everyone in the chat.
Yeah.
And there's always the same people there, and everyone has these inside jokes. It's really, really cool. I love the energy that I get from it. I really like feeling like I'm talking with them, even though
Yeah.
I try not to stop and read comments, but I know they're in it with me. So it feels like you have an audience. So I do that Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So it's pretty standard. And I cover everything like celebrity gossip. So today was, J-Lo and Ben, and then Love Island. And then of course I talk so much about Bravo. I talk about the Jeff Lewis, Heather McDonald. I'll talk about podcast drama or TikTok drama. Like I'll kind of just cover whatever I'm interested in, which could be like 90s TV stuff
Yeah.
or like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
really random stuff. But I just found my people on there, and it's a really cool experience. I love the community.
Whenever I've done lives, and I'm doing one on Thursday night with Kimberly and Katie from A Date with Dateline, because we're talking about that show Claim to Fame.
Ooh,
And
that
I've done that.
my husband shot the show.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
Okay, we love the show.
I
Love.
haven't watched it.
It's so good,
Really?
and I
Okay.
didn't know about it, but they were telling me about it, and then I've also talked to Mariah Smith of Smith Sisters Live, and she told me she couldn't wait for Claim to Fame to come back. She was so excited about it. My friend John Hill told me he was so excited about it. I go, "All right, well, obviously I gotta watch this damn show." So
Got to
Kimberly and
get in
Katie,
there.
they were like, "You gotta come on Thursday nights. We do a Patreon Supercast live for
Oh,
their,
fun.
for their, members. And I go, all right. So, but the point of that is that while you're doing it and you're trying to talk to 2 or 3 people on the screen and talk about your theories and this is what happened and ooh, and then the people are chatting, I have to like hide the chat
Mhm.
because I'm so like, oh, that's so okay. What'd you just say? I'm like, I'm
Yep.
reading over here like that's so okay. Wait, sorry, I missed the question. I
Yep.
can't. It's a little hard for me. So I imagine I know what you're saying when you have that sense of community. Like I love that, especially when it's the same people over and over and they're so funny. But for me to like watch a chat and stuff, like I've seen like Emily D. Baker is the
Mm.
master, but I think, and I'm not sure, sometimes she has a producer that will put comments up for her to see
She
specifically. So
does.
she shouldn't have to watch the whole thing.
She has 10,000 people sometimes watching live. I don't think there's any way she could do that without people helping her out with like pulling comments.
Pulling
The
comments.
way I learned how to do this, and I do believe this has gotten better because if I go back and listen to earlier episodes, I want to die. I'm so embarrassed at like
Yeah.
how awkward I feel like I am because I get caught up in a comment. And every once in a while, if someone's like really losing their mind over something, it throws me because I have to read it. But honestly, my audience, they're so smart and they know like pop culture better than anyone that I know. So I have a couple people that I consider serious Bravo historians. So
Mhm.
I'll be talking about something about Vanderpump Rules. And this girl, Michelle, will come into my comments and be like, no, he appeared on season 1, episode 8 in this one scene. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a producer here. I didn't even know. But like
Yeah.
they help me so much. But I have to tune them out when I'm in the middle of telling a story. And then I'll take a second and kind of like quickly glance.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's a
think
thing.
that
It's like it's definitely like a skill that I feel like you get better at.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's a skill, and I don't think it's a skill that I have. I did it with them as well, Kimberly and Katie, when they were covering Yellow Jackets. I'm obsessed with Yellow Jackets,
Never
and
saw
so
it.
oh my
I know.
god,
Everyone tells
Donna.
me.
Just not too late.
Is
It's
it
not too
one
late.
season?
It's been 2 seasons, so it's not too late. It's not too late.
And
This is
it's something that like I should watch alone, or do you think my husband would be into it like a man?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Your husband would be into it. It's the for me, it's almost like my exact same era of people that are in high school, like in the very late 80s. So all that music is very like it's like Smashing Pumpkins and it's all this music that I love. It's
Yeah.
all that like late 80s, early 90s
Okay.
because that's when it takes place, but then it's in the present as well and it flips back and
Goes
forth
back and
between
forth.
this like plane crash and what happened to like the survivors and what they're doing now. Um and it's incredible.
Okay,
It's
I
incredible.
promise you I will start watching it. I need a new good show.
Yeah, I just had my husband watch all of The Bear. He had never watched that. And I
Mhm.
would say this is that it's that HBO level Sopranos shit. Like it's
Oh, good,
good,
good, good. Okay,
good.
we're gonna watch it.
Um Support for today's episode comes from Honeylove. Honeylove has revolutionized the wireless bra game. Their bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for uncomfortable wires and unnecessary bulk. In this stifling, horrible, humid summer heat, you deserve a bra that's lightweight and comfortable without sacrificing support. Embrace freedom, flexibility, and comfort with Honeylove's wire-free bras. Plus, they're made with a fabric that is so soft you will forget you're wearing it. Yes, you can even sleep in it, and you know I love that. For a limited time only, you can get Honeylove on sale. You'll get 20% off your entire order with our exclusive link, honeylove.com/pinkshade. Support our show and check them out at honeylove.com/pinkshade. Really, I'm so tired of bras that cause that bra bulge in the back. Like, it is not cute to have that little thing spurting out by your armpit. Honeylove's bras are designed with the back smoothing fabric to prevent bra bulge. And did you know Honeylove has more than just bras? They have incredibly comfortable shapewear, tanks, and leggings. Honeylove's got you covered for your everyday shorts and t-shirts to weddings. You guys were always trying to figure out what to wear under our clothes for a wedding. Honeylove has got you covered with some amazing shapewear. Honeys, you need this in your life. No more sacrificing. You've earned it. Honeylove is not just supporting women, it's empowering women. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/pinkshade. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/pinkshade to find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style with bras that empower your lifestyle of flexibility. Um, all right, let's talk about what we're here to talk about,
Yeah.
which is Bravo
Yeah.
And I've taken a couple weeks off because I was traveling and whatnot. But I did just catch up the last 2 episodes of OC, which everybody was talking about. I was trying hard not to, like, listen to much content, because then I get, like, skewed before I
Yep.
watch it.
Yep.
Well, Real Housewives of OC, I just saw this dinner scene where Tamra came for Shannon. Now, let me preface this. My audience knows this, but you don't know this about me. My husband is a recovering alcoholic. He
Mhm.
is 10 years sober 2 weeks ago. Okay?
Amazing.
I'm very sensitive to this. I'm very versed in it. I still drink. I do not have a drinking problem. My husband did have a drinking problem. He stopped drinking. Okay. So I, in many ways, see both sides. I can
Yep.
see Tamara's frustration as a friend to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm frustrated. But what I don't agree with is the hardcore outing of her and being so mean. Like, I understand she's over it. She could just be over it. You could just be over it and be like, I don't fuck with this person anymore. I'm going to film with them. I'm not going to discuss it. I'm going to let her spew whatever bullshit she wants. But I think going on TV and thinking she's going to shame her into doing what she should do is, here to tell you, is never going to work. You
It
know?
was a very productive, I think, way to get your point across. If you are, obviously my husband is not an alcoholic, so I don't have it that close to home, but I
Yeah.
do have alcoholics in my family. And I know the way that we had to deal with that, and it would have never worked this way. Some people think that tough love works, and maybe it does, but you're on camera and there's
Yeah.
10 people in that room, and there's even more producers watching. And you're already not on good terms,
Right.
right? Like, it's not like this is your sister or best friend. Like, go back to season 1 of Beverly Hills, right? When Kyle was like, "You're an alcoholic," in that
Yeah.
car. That was
Did it
awful.
did it change her?
It
No.
didn't change her, and it was
Right.
awful to watch, and it ruined their relationship, and it really always left a sour taste in my mouth about Kyle, because how could you put that out there like that? But people, I think, hit their limit. The only thing about Tamara that I don't understand in that moment is she and Shannon did not they weren't even, like, really talking in that moment. She didn't have to get involved. She coulda just been like, "Whatever. I can't. Like, I've
Mhm.
tried. It's over." She inserted herself into that conversation, and it's such an I mean, I like parts of Tamara, but that was nasty to watch.
Well, that's it's Tamara's way of knowing, like, "Hey, I know how to make good TV. This is my job for 10 years. Like, I know what I'm doing." I can agree that Shannon does have a problem with drinking. The obstacles are terrible. She should not be drinking on the show. These are all my opinions. She should fake it like Countess Luann did. Countess
Mhm.
Luann faked it for a whole season that she wasn't drinking. And next season, like, oh, all of a sudden I can drink now. Look at that. Also, the next season later, she decided she was an alcoholic and she should never drink again. And now she's drinking 1 or 2 glasses of champagne, darling.
Yeah.
So Tamara's totally in the wrong, but I understand her frustration. She's a long-suffering friend of Shannon's. Don't be friends with her. It's not your place
Yeah.
to diagnose her. And this whole money thing that they're bringing up about Johnny J gave her this money. That's disgusting. They were in a relationship for 4 years. It ended badly, but whatever they had between them was real enough for them to be together for that long, and this whole thing about whether John Jansen is behind it or Alexis is, like, stirring the pot, like, "I'm gonna bring it up," it is completely wrong for them to be discussing that financial situation on TV. It's gross. I've never liked Alexis. I never really cared. I thought she was good TV. Now I really, really hate her. Like, I hate her.
Did you really think she was ever that good of TV? I think she was good in, like, the meme world, almost, like, making fun of her when she was gone, but I remember when we were watching her back in the day, like, she was
Mhm.
annoying. She was annoying from the beginning,
Well, that's
and
what I
there's a
mean. She's annoying. She's annoying, so sometimes that's good TV, right? Like, Jen Aiden is annoying as shit, but she's good
True.
TV, you know?
True. I can't find a likable moment or iota of Alexis. Actually, there's something about her that is so triggering to me and, like, makes
Mm.
me wanna jump out of my skin. When she was doing that, interview or whatever, that confessional, when she's like, "I'm Lexi, I'm fun," and she almost, like, became Vicky and Shannon at once. She was like, "Woohoo!" Like, she did all these crazy things.
I'm Lexi. Excuse me. Have you changed your name? Are you now
Yeah,
just like
Johnny and Lexi, it's the
it's
new
Lexi and Johnny
thing.
J?
Oh my
Love
god.
it.
Jesus Jugs and Johnny J. J, 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 J. I call him Dirty John.
That's
He's to
better.
me I think he is a mastermind of toxicity. I think Shannon and him were obviously, like, like lighting matches together, like explosion. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But I do believe he is not innocent. I
Right.
love how his story is that he goes around and he's like, or according to Lexi, fun Lexi, he never drinks. He only drank when he was with Shannon.
Right.
I believe that exactly zero. No, none of us only drink because of our partners. Some of us maybe drink more because of who we're with. But if he's not a drinker, he's not all of a sudden getting out and like getting wasted all the time and not a drinker. Like he's a drinker. He was drinking with Shannon. I think most of their fights were alcohol induced by both
Yes.
of them.
Yes.
And I think like seeing some of the footage of when they were together and remember there was a big fight at some bar with his kids like a few
Yes.
months ago. It's just bad news bears. He feels like uh he's a hotbed for toxicity. And now with this whole story of these videos, I don't know if you
Mhm.
want to get to that, but
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
how Alexis is threatening that she has these horrible videos of Johnny J is held on to these videos of Shannon. And then Tamara went on a podcast and said, well, these videos are not actually videos he took of her, they're ring camera footage.
Mhm.
Which is even weirder because from what I've done, my research on Ring, you can save your videos, but only for a certain amount of time, and then you have to download it, and you have to save it
Yeah,
separately, and
I we have Ring, and if I wanted to look at something 2 weeks ago, it would take some work for me to get it and then download it, you
you
know?
have to, like, really it's almost like he was downloading it at the time and, like, saving it for a rainy day, for these moments.
Probably. Probably after she got the DUI, and I think, then they came to his house to bring the dog over or whatever, and then probably he's like, "Well, let me go see what happened." I mean, he knew what happened. But,
How bad do you think those videos are, and what could they be?
um, she's drunk, she's yelling at him.
Saying things maybe that are really nasty.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
and let
crying and, like
but ruin her life is if they are racist, if she's physically abusive,
oh my god,
um,
I didn't even think about yeah,
is she
things maybe
breaking his property? You know what I mean? Is it something so physically violent? Is it something racist in nature? Is she screaming homophobic slurs? Like, what is going to ruin her life? Do you know what I mean?
that
And
is
are
so
we
true.
and are we exaggerating? And this is the night that she got a DUI. You're always going to be able to talk in a way of like, I was so shit faced that I ran into a house. So obviously, I have no idea what I said.
There's no way she has a memory. I'm sure all the videos he has of her are under the influence,
Yes.
and I'm sure she absolutely has no idea what kind of videos he has. Like, we've all had those nights where you get a little too drunk and you're like, "Oh my god, I remember saying da da da." I think they are all blackout moments probably
Yeah.
for her. Like, I don't think she remembers driving that night when she hit that
No.
car.
Mm-mm.
I mean, hit the
No.
house.
Mm-mm, I don't either. And I also got to say that at this dinner party, before we get into the current episode, um, it was funny. Alexis pulls up screenshots of his wire transfers to Shannon. I'm just saying that's gross. That's
What
gross that
the
she has
hell?
screenshots of wire transfers between two people that are not her.
I know. I
That
know.
is weird, and then the funniest thing is they're like, "Yeah, it was for a loan and a facelift," and now you hear the chatter at the table, it's mostly drunk Emily, who I love, and Heather going, "I didn't know she had a facelift. Yeah, she looks great. Yeah, you know what? I do think she should go to rehab, but she looks great. She does." The chatter that was between them was so funny.
It was so crazy. It's
Yeah.
like literally she's having a meltdown. They're falling apart and she's like, "But she looks
She
good."
did. I know she had a facelift. She looks absolutely great. So, now at the beginning of this current episode, I was laughing so hard. They showed Emily telling Jen how stupid she is for wearing her Rolex when she owes half of Orange County money. And I was laughing so hard. And Heather goes, "Emily, that was not good. You can't do that." And Emily goes, "I don't know. I had to be espresso martini. I thought it was whatever. I shouldn't have said it." And she goes, "Okay." She goes, "But I mean, she owes everybody money. It's ridiculous." And Heather goes, "Okay, but don't shame her for being dumb." It's like, I love it.
What do
I
you
love
think
it.
about like the whole story between Gina, former lacking money woman,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
really going off on Jen? What do you think about that? Do you find it like a little hard to watch?
No, because I think Gina is coming at it from, I literally did every single thing I had to do. I moved my kids and my boyfriends, because all of us, into a two-bedroom casita. I did what I had to do to make money and be on my own feet. And here's a girl who's crying to her dad, crying to her boyfriend, not paying her rent, getting glam, wearing a Rolex. Everything she's posting is trying to be like Instagram influency. She owes everybody money. That's embarrassing. You should not act like that. You should also move into a one-bedroom casita with your 7 kids, you know?
Yeah.
Um, no, I get where Gina is coming from. I
So
was telling you,
frustrating.
I took a screenshot of the screen when I was watching earlier today. It's when they were in Big Bear and they were in those Big Bear pajamas, and it's
Yeah.
Jen and Tamra. Tamra's leaning back on the couch and Jen's leaning on the couch, and Alexis is over here talking about the videos would destroy her. Blah, blah, blah. But it's the Tamra and Jen shot together. I took a picture of it because you literally cannot tell who is who.
They look
I
the same with the bear suits?
They look like the same person. I
Oh my
sent
god.
it to my producer, Ingrid. I go, everybody on the show looks like. She goes, literally, I don't know who those 2 people are. I said, it's Tamara and Jen. She goes, which is which? And she's been watching it, from the beginning.
That is
So,
really funny.
so I thought that was really, really funny. And then another thing, Emily goes, look, the Rolex didn't even work. Why is she wearing it? Now, what's your thought on why Heather is so upset about this Disney paparazzi situation? Like, she is making it last 3 episodes. She should have just been like, we didn't call the paparazzi. Say what you want. I don't know you, girl. Get out of here, first season housewife.
There's like a few parts of the Heather thing that is so confusing to me. Number one, why this is such a big deal and how in the world did she put it as the same kind of level of bad as Gina and the CPS comment? Remember how she said that? She was like, this is just like what you experience with that.
No.
It's totally different. She's like, my kids are so affected by this. People are asking them about it. I'm like, asking them about what?
Did
Your
you have a
parent-
day pass to Disney World, or do you have a monthly pass? What were they
You guys
asking?
get the genie pass? Like,
Yeah.
and where did you guys get your churro? It
Yeah.
makes no sense. This is a woman who is on reality TV. Her husband has been on the show too. Like, there's so many stories and things that have floated around them. This is the thing that the daughter is going to be like, I can't do it anymore, mom.
Yeah,
It's
right.
not like the story is that he is secretly gay or that she has been, fraudulent with money. Like, this is such a small thing. So that part is confusing. And the second part that is confusing, I was actually talking to our mutual friend, Kate Casey, about is this whole idea about why everyone is so scared of Heather. Why? What does Heather, like, why are people so, other than Katie, who's new and I think just doesn't even care
And
as
Emily
much.
said she's 0% scared of Heather.
Emily said that.
Oh, Watch What Happens Live. He said, what, on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you of Heather? She goes, -10. I'm not. Why would I be scared of her?
So scared?
I think because when she first met Heather, she was with the 7 kids in the casita and really struggling and just kind of getting on her feet after that bad divorce and everything and getting herself sober and all this when she first met Heather. And Heather literally lives in, the SoFi Stadium.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like she could not even get over. And then Heather's walking around going, oh, here's the towel warmer drawer. And here's where we get the artesian water. But if you want sparkling, you go to this side of the kitchen. And, and that's the kind of house tour I love, by the way. I hate when people just go, here's the living room. I'm like, no, show me some shit.
Yeah,
like,
show me like where the real money went.
Show me the fancy. I love it. I love it. But Gina was so blown away by that. And maybe along the way, Heather has been a really good friend to Gina. And so she wants to stick up for her or whatever. But yeah, the whole thing about Shannon saying, I saved your children from Child Protective Services, which didn't happen. And Gina going, no, that never happened. And then Heather saying, you said that I called a paparazzi to Disney World is the same as Child Protective Services taking your children away. Like, no.
She also swore in her children that she didn't. And I think she was using semantics by saying, I didn't call paparazzi, because she probably didn't call paparazzi, but had someone call or
she texted the paparazzi.
Yeah, or like voice message someone.
Voice message.
Yeah, the whole thing is a little weird. You know what I was thinking when you were mentioning this like gorgeous house and all the money that she had, and Gina probably, I mean, we all saw that scene, right? Gina was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like she was like us going to Richie Rich's house. Like, oh my God. Right. And she was freaking out over it. And there is definitely a power dynamic when someone has a lot of money and someone doesn't. And I think the person with a lot of money may use that as like a, like come and be my friend because look, I can take care of you. I'll take you to these beautiful restaurants or on vacation or to the spa. And it's giving a little Kathy Hilton and how on Beverly Hills, everyone says that Sutton is scared of Kathy because she has that like entrance into that world, the rich world, all
Yeah,
the people.
yeah. A
And
lot of
maybe
people are scared of Kathy, by the way.
it's just like a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I see that Heather is maybe that version of Gina. Maybe Gina feels like Heather can make or break her in her career because if Heather sends her name out to a bunch of her friends, she can get all these houses and whatever. And if she has a bad,
Right.
like, it feels a little bit
Yeah.
like an unfair power dynamic.
And maybe she wants to stay on her good side because she doesn't like what happened with renting Jen the house. She's like, and no, I don't think that ruined her reputation forever that she vouched for this girl who then didn't pay her rent. But I do think probably that affected her a little bit. Not only is like, are you trying to list a house with this girl that's on TV? Like, no, I'd rather not. And now I got this another thing against it. She's recommending people on TV that don't pay their bills.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Gina does have this listing for a former Real Housewife of OC, a one season wonder, Elizabeth Vargas. No, not that Elizabeth Vargas. And it's in La Quinta. It's $9 million. Now,
It's insane.
it's insane. It's gorgeous. Now, I want to tell you, okay, when they first were showing, when they first get to La Quinta, I was like looking down, taking notes or talking to a kid or something. Okay. And I look up and they're walking through Tamara's house. And I was sort of like, I had to like
Confused.
rewind, like, wait, who's on what trip? I was a little confused. I rewound it because I was like, this is the $9 million house. And then I was like, oh, I'm at the I am at the
Totally.
Home Goods Live, Laugh, Love version of Tamara's OC house.
That is exactly what Tamara's style is. Home Goods, live, laugh, love. You're right.
Yes, it
And
is.
she does not have a room without a sign in it.
Every room.
That's
It's
a very
gather.
OC thing, by the way. I don't know if you know that, but I have a lot of friends that I went to. So I went to UC Santa Barbara, so many years ago, 20 whatever years ago.
Yeah.
And when I graduated, a lot of my friends were from Orange County. So I started to go down there and we were all in our 20s at the time. All of their family homes had signs in their kitchens. Like all of them have one sign that says like drink wine and love life, one of those kinds of, or like the place where family gathers,
Yeah. It's a lot of gather. It's a lot of eat. It's a lot of like telling you what to do. It's also a lot of like pantry. Like, okay, I get it. Like, I know where the pantry is. And, Kyle Richards in that fancy house she has, had a sign right in her like window in her kitchen that said like family for a long time.
Yes, it is. This is a like a we need to stage an intervention against the signs.
Listen, I think if you want to have one sign, it's okay. Now, speaking of that, I loved the sweaters that they were wearing that said girls trip.
Yes, that
So
was cute.
I went to
No,
look them up. I looked them up. Did you look
yeah,
them up?
and
I looked them up. So you just like, I literally typed in pink girls trip sweaters and some stuff pop up that are like sweatshirts from Etsy or whatever, but there's several shops that carry them. And I got to tell you, and none of these people are listening, including my producer who will be going with me on the girls trip. She doesn't even listen to this podcast.
oh, good.
Maybe she'll listen to this one. I don't listen, Ingrid. I went and bought 4 of them for my friends who are going on a girls trip soon. But they're green and they said girls trip in pink. They're so cute.
So cute. So it looks like a Beverly Hills Hotel kind of vibe.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a Lily Pulitzer kind of
Oh my gosh,
vibe.
I love it.
Yeah.
I wanted okay, wait, let me ask you a question,
Okay.
because I asked my audience this and it was a resounding answer.
Okay.
Which trip would you choose to be on? Palm Springs with that group of girls, La Quinta, or Big Bear with those girls?
Okay. I don't want to go to the rustic live, laugh, love house. I want to go to
No.
the $9 million Koi Pond house.
But okay, forget the house itself. What about the girls?
Okay. The girls. All right. So we got Tamara, Jen,
Katie, New Girl, and
Katie,
Alexis
Alexis.
Lee. No.
Everybody on that is no, except for Katie because the jury's out.
Same.
Love Gina, like Heather, love Emily. I got to say, I like Shannon. Hey guys, have you been plagued this summer by underboob sweat? Yeah, I have. You need to listen up because I am about to turn you on to one of my absolute favorite products. It's Lumi's Whole Body Deodorant Stick. It's a whole body deodorant stick. Lumi is seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. Okay, you can use it in your armpits. You can use it between your thighs. You can use it on your belly button. You can use it in your butt crack. And you can use it under your boobs. and even on your feet. Oh my gosh. This was created by an OBGYN who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. It is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. I can't recommend it enough. Now, are you ready to make the upgrade to Lumi? This is a special offer, okay? New customers will get 15% off of all Lumi products with our exclusive code and link. Use code PINKSHADE at LumiDeodorant.com, okay? LumiDeodorant.com, and the code is PINKSHADE. Lumi's starter pack is a perfect thing to get for new customers because it comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash or the deodorant wipes. The deodorant wipes are also amazing. And free shipping. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code PINKSHADE. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. What are you waiting for? This is like a no-brainer. Use code PINKSHADE for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code PINKSHADE at LumiDeodorant.com. And thank me later.
I would choose the Palm Springs house through and through, no
Yeah.
question. I have met Jen Pedranti now 2 times. She
Okay.
is beyond kind. There's
Everyone says
nothing I
she's
can
so
say
nice.
negative about her. I mean, as
Yeah,
a
everyone.
businesswoman, probably not.
Not great with money.
Not
Yeah.
sure I would invest in a business but
Mhm.
she is a good person at least. And I think Tamara's probably great when she's not on camera. I think the camera takes her to a new level.
I think she's just been on TV for so long, she knows how to turn it on and turn it off, I think.
She knows she doesn't wanna lose her job again. This girl knows that she's there to start some shit.
Yep.
And, yeah, and Katie's fun and sweet. Alexis, I would be so annoyed with. Like, I just know it. I would lose my mind with her. The Palm Springs house, much more fun, and I laughed out loud that these girls could not make a martini without spilling all over this kitchen.
I laughed out loud that they couldn't parallel park.
That's so
Ingrid,
true.
when I sent so there's a listen, this is gonna be a weird thing, but there's a Gina no, Emily, sorry. Emily was loading up this pickup truck, and she's got this purse on, and I screenshot it and sent it to Ingrid. I go, "I have that same purse as Emily Simpson."
No.
And she's like and she wrote back and she goes, "Some bitches are gonna have your same purse." I go, "I don't like it. I don't like it when somebody has my same purse." I sent that picture to my husband and said, "Look, this girl's got my same purse." He goes, "Why does she have that nice purse and she's loading things into a pickup truck?"
Oh my god,
I
that's
said,
so funny.
"It's too hard to explain." So, and he's like, "Also, who is she? Why do we care?" But I have to say that watching them try to parallel park in these giant spaces, I was like, I
That's not
have
parallel parking, it's just parking.
you could just go in the front. I mean, I have so few skills, and one of them is parallel parking. So I get so frustrated when people can't parallel park. I'm like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. And I'm screaming, and they're all about to get the front end of their car smashed off. That's what when I sent Ingrid the picture of the purse, she wrote me back and goes, "More importantly, why can't any of these bitches park cars?"
It's so
Um,
true. It's so true. Now, if my husband ever told me not to eat in his pickup truck for a 2-hour car trip, I would be like, this is not about eating in your car. This is like a food issue that you have with me." That was
yeah.
such a strange moment with the Shane thing. And Emily does not care whatever Shane said. Like, she doesn't care.
She goes, "Okay, great." And then the funniest was when she said to Gina, "We can't eat in the car." And she's like, "Well, I'm starving." She's like, "No, just say it,
Yeah.
just make it."
We're not eating.
So we see Gina and Katie, okay, are talking to Shannon about how they think this is in the store, how they think Emily has been inappropriately aggressive lately, and maybe it's because she's friends with Tamra. And Emily in her talking head goes, "I don't get this. I've always been mean and aggressive. Hello? But why is Gina talking behind my back?" So this becomes kind of an issue. So Emily is now at the dinner in their girl strip sweaters trying to talk to Gina about what she said about her. Heather
Mhm.
hijacks the conversation, brings it around to her at the Disney, around to the cheating room. I did not call the paparazzi. And Gina is saying, "I called Katie 10 minutes after I heard that she was going to bring this up. 10 minutes and told her not to say it." And then it's all like, "Did you call her a month later?" 10 minutes the same day, maybe 4 days later. Anyway, this is so stupid. This is something that has to die. We don't care. We
I'm
don't care.
so bored with this story already, and I don't understand, like, what we're trying to prove here.
Who
It's so
cares?
confusing, and it's hard for me to follow, like, my brain just, like, shorts out when we start talking about it.
And it's also like Terry said, "I'd love it. Yeah, let's call the paparazzi." That they should have left it. That was hilarious. They should have left it there. Put a pin in
Right?
it. Terry made that funny comment. Never talk about it again. Now we see Alexis spewing some bullshit. She's talking about Shannon's life being ruined if anybody sees the ring camera video. And I have to say, Alexis Bellino will end OC on this note. She is the girl that has the personality of whatever man she is with. She
Uh-huh.
doesn't have a personality of her own. All she wants to talk about is my man, my man, my man. I watch a lot of TLC and WeTV shows for this podcast. It's a lot of my man is in jail when my man gets out of jail. It's a lot of my man, my man.
Wow.
This is exactly how Alexa says, my man, my man, my man. It's like, even I think it was Katie in the car said, I don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
All she's talking about is a Johnny J.
Yeah, we don't know a thing about her right now. I have no idea. Does she have a job? We don't know how old her kids are. We don't
Right.
know if she has like anything personal going on in her life. She is there for one reason and one reason only, and that's to be John's mouthpiece. And it's so
It's
obvious to the viewers, to the
weird.
producers bring her on, knowing that that was all she was bringing.
Yeah. And I did watch Tamara was on Watch What Happens Live after this episode, and somebody asked, maybe it was a caller asked, what would you think about bringing Gretchen back? And she goes, bring it on. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, Tamara's like, just leave me on. I don't care. Just don't fire
Yeah.
me again. Bring on
You
whoever you
know,
want.
and it's
Bring
funny
Vicky
because
back.
Shannon also has said we should bring Gretchen on because she knows that there's drama with Tamara, and she's like, "Let's bring on someone that,
That she
will
hates.
start up with Tamara." I'm not worried about Tamara in any of these ways. Like, I feel like she can handle anything that comes at her. Shannon, though, let's be real, like, Shannon is a little bit of a weaker person. Like, just
Yeah.
she and I don't mean this in like a mean way, but she is. She's just weaker and she doesn't have the strength to fight back. That's why when she would fight with Johnny J, it would paralyze her. She doesn't
Paralyze
know
her.
how to like
Mhm.
stand up for herself and she falls apart and
Yeah,
drinks.
and drinks. Yeah, I'm hoping she will actually stop drinking and sort of find that voice in herself that she's been tamping down, you know? I don't know. Oh my god. Well, I really wanna talk really quickly about Jersey because I did also, when I just got back from my trip, catch up on the watching it at Rails, and my most upsetting thing about it was when they shot it at Rails, them watching it at Rails, it was hard to tell what was them watching it at Rails versus what was the footage of when they were at Rails. Same exact background, almost the same exact clothing scheme. So the way that they shot it was, to me, when they would show them at the table, like Melissa leans over and talks to Margaret, I'm like, wait, was that from the show before or is from this show?
Honestly, I went through the exact same experience.
Okay,
I
wasn't
kept
just
getting a
me.
little confused. The only reason I didn't was something about the outfit that they were wearing. Like, I had to remember Marge was not wearing that during this.
Right,
Like,
right,
Marge was
right.
wearing black in the original.
Right.
It was a little confusing to just, like, the average watcher like you and I.
I was like, God, why didn't they just have them all sitting, with a green screen with a big house or something behind them so that when they came on, we would know, okay, now this is their chatting. It was
Yeah,
just
it was or
so
at least put them in a different spot in the restaurant. Like, let's get a little different background.
they just I think that I did like to hear all their takes, and I did like to see them all see it for the first time. I did like all of that. And again, I do not understand how Jackie Goldschneider has gotten a pass. Like, oh, it's okay that you had this girl to your house. Marge did not have this girl to her house, but you're mad at Marge. Marge is the root of
Well,
all evil. I don't get it.
I think the real honest truth about that is that Teresa is either, and I don't really know where you sit on this aisle, but Teresa is either not smart enough or not with it enough, or she's too scared of Louis. She knows Marge is the enemy. Margaret is the problem. Margaret is who we have to go after. Margaret is the end. And so literally anyone that would have done anything wouldn't have been as bad as like what they've created in their minds about Marge.
It just makes no sense. It literally
None.
makes no sense. It makes no sense. And, I know I know there's lots of schools of thought, like Andy himself has said, it could go 3 ways, with what they're gonna do here. My personal opinion as a watcher of the show and a
Mhm.
fan is spin Teresa off. Let her have a show with her 4 daughters. Do it. Let Teresa and Louie have a show. See how the ratings do. See how it does. Great.
Yep.
It may be a huge hit. The tree huggers, Brian Moylan says the tree huggers are not as much as you think. It's
Yeah.
not thousands. It's not the Bayhive. It's not, and see how it goes. Give her a 1 season. And then let us have these other ladies that we really enjoy that don't have this conflict with each other. I would say Jen Aiden can go over there and hang out with Teresa as well, even though she's really, really good TV. I think if she wasn't in Teresa's grips, and we saw it a little bit when they had that after the thing at the church, the podcast at the church,
Yep.
when Jen and Teresa went out to lunch, and Jen said to her flat out, I don't feel like you have my back
Yeah,
as
Jen
much as I
started to
have
see
yours.
some cracks in that.
And that's the first time you've actually seen her. It was, to me, it was a little threatening, like, girl, you better have my
Except they've
back.
been spending all summer together. Like, Jen,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I think no matter what Teresa has done or will do, I think Jen is, like, beholden to Teresa, which is giving a little bit also, like, why is Dolores still so close to Teresa? Like, what?
I don't
It
think
feels
she
like
is.
Teresa has something on these women.
I don't think she is. I think
No?
Dolores has played it very safe. And I think as far as the situation at the reunion when they said, well, Louis gave Frankie Jr. a job. And she said, he gave him a job. He had great experience. We were appreciative of that. And that's it. And that's all I'm saying about it. And
Hmm.
Frank Sr. was like, I don't know, somebody's going to ask me about it. And she's like, Frank, no. So something went down there. And Dolores is like, we're not talking about it. And you see Louis over there,
Mhm.
smizing and smirking and making his faces like, you're smart. Like, don't
Yeah.
mess with me.
Yeah.
And I think Dolores is like, I'm staying out of it. I'm going to remain surface friends with Teresa. If her boyfriend comes around every so often, no problem. I'm still friends with her. I'm not getting in the middle. I'm not getting my hands dirty. And I'm not saying a word about what happened with my son. I heard Margaret on a podcast explaining more in detail about what happened with her son. And it wasn't that Louis called and was like, hey, this is Louis. He verbally threatened her son. They had to call the police. There was a
Do you know what
police
he said?
report. I don't know what he said,
Yeah, like,
but
I'm dying to know what that threat was.
yeah,
Or
it was
was it
sort.
like, "I'm gonna kill you"?
Was it I'm going to kill you, or was it, hey, I'm going to tell you something. You need to make sure your mom stays out of this business or whatever, or
Or, like
your dog's going to die or something.
or yeah, like, say goodbye to her.
Something. It
Yeah.
was it was threatening enough that they called the police.
Yeah, Louis bad news bears. I mean, I don't think that one person can go and look back and think, "Wow, Louis has brought so much light and love and amazingness to
What a great
Teresa."
guy. He's so fun. God, we wanna have him at our next party. He's a great
I'm a
time.
little confused about the daughters. I'm confused about why they love him so much because I feel like they're smart enough to be able to see their mom for who she is, and like they're on social media, they're seeing all this. I don't know if Teresa's like kind of beat them into submission, and be like, you don't ever say anything bad about your stepfather. Like, this is family. We're not doing that. Maybe they're so petrified about causing drama with anyone else and their mom because they know that like they lost their aunt and uncle
Mhm.
because of, I just think that if Louis had never entered the building, we could have had seasons where Teresa was still friendly with Melissa and Joe.
They could have just been surface level, kind of like they did at the beginning of the season. They're just there together and surface level, and it didn't have to be drive the storyline. I think if Louis wasn't around, yeah. And it was so fascinating too when they were at the rails and they were watching it, and he said, "I hope Margaret suffers, or I hope her children suffer. I hope her son suffers." And when you saw Dolores look at Teresa and say, "That's not good, Teresa. That's bad." And she goes, "What? I don't care." And then Dolores
That
goes,
was
"Teresa, you can't say that you wish." She goes, "Well, my kids suffered." She was like, "It doesn't matter." It doesn't matter. You can't
That
say
was,
that.
like, the most
It took
telling.
it took her a minute. It took Teresa a minute to go, "Oh, you're right. Probably that was bad." I mean,
And only she said that when Dolores, like, drilled it in her, probably gave her a little code on the side saying, if you don't say this, like, you're fucked by the audience. Like, I
yeah.
feel like Teresa doesn't recognize the red flags right in front of her. Also, the whole thing where he was talking about her daughters in the thongs, and she's like, yeah, smiling on the podcast about how he's mentioning, like, your daughter should live a little and wear short skirts and thongs. She didn't immediately be like, that's weird. We got to cut that from the show. Like,
Oh, listen, if somebody says anything like that on this show, I'd be like, "Yeah," and at the end of I'm just gonna cut that out. It's just
I just don't understand. Do they not have producers? Like, didn't no one? They must have someone that's editing that show together.
yeah, I'm sure
And I
they're with a
think they're
big
with like a
company. They're
bigger
not
company. I feel like
yeah.
they're with a big.
It's
No
not
one
it's
said like,
not mom and pop doing it in their house like we are. No,
yeah,
they've got
we didn't say
somebody.
anything.
Yeah.
They don't. It's the weirdest thing. Like the all eyes are on him already. If I were him, I would just literally not say a damn word. Just chill and just smile.
I will again tell this audience, I've told everybody a million times, please go listen to the 2 or 3-part Bravo docket, when they go through the Louis and Vanessa lawsuits back and forth.
Oh wow.
Fascinating. Fascinating in that you come away from it being like, "Oh, wow, maybe she was even crazier than him." Because he comes off as crazy, but she comes off as way crazier.
And this is the one that was over at
Mhm,
Jackie's house.
mhm, mhm.
And didn't she just recently get, like, a DUI or something?
I don't know. There's been
I
2
remember seeing
Vanessas.
something.
There's been 2 Vanessas. So he was married to somebody named Vessa, and then he had a girlfriend. Then he was engaged to this Vanessa, and then he met Teresa. But
Teresa Nessa.
Teresa.
Teresa. He's like, "I only hook up with girls that sound like Essa."
Yeah, if you don't have a S-A on the end, don't
It's
come
over.
at me.
Yeah.
Louis, who yeah. Did you see that video that he did, a while back? He's in his car. He's like, "You guys, you see that store over there? Rue La La. You get it?
Oh, yeah.
Rulas." I was like, "Let me tell you something, sir. If you own Rue La La, then Teresa should not be wearing that fake shit on TV, okay?
Oh my
She could get some
god.
real shit if you own Rue La La."
And he has that whole drama with that company that he invested in apparently or was part of where he was
Mhm.
driving around this cyber truck or whatever with this logo Venivia, and every day I'm getting new things in my feed of another person who says I didn't get paid by them.
And
He's shady.
that was supposed to be some sort of, like, social media, like a clubhouse or something?
It
Yeah?
was.
Yeah.
It was like a creator economy, a place for creators to make money, like a Cameo type of thing. But I don't know, just people like this, shade follows them, drama follows them, like lawsuits will follow them, fraud, like things will follow them. It's like Teresa can only pick men who go to jail.
It's even like if Juicy Joe says you're shady,
How much do I love Juicy Joe now?
look inward. I mean, yeah.
When I saw that one scene when they were packing one of the daughters, I can't remember if it was Gabriella or whichever one was
Oh,
going to college.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Juicy Joe calls and he's like, "Hi, Teresa," like making all of
I
a
loved
sudden
it.
I'm having
I
these
loved
moments
it.
where I'm like, wait, I
Do
miss
we miss
him.
Joe?
He was such a good guy.
Do we miss how wonderful and sweet Joe was when he called his
Remember
wife a
when all
whore?
he did was cheat on his wife and lie and create fraud? He seems great.
What a great guy. At least he didn't hire investigators to investigate all his friends. He couldn't afford that.
His face never got that red.
No, did he? He did splits in the hallway. He was a good time. He was a good time. Remember we used to do the splits? You're
Oh my
like,
god,
what?
it's so weird. Yes.
How could he even do that with that big upper body and those
I
little
have
legs?
no idea, but I'm telling you, it would
Um,
go viral on TikTok right now. I think I miss like the Jacqueline Larita and the Caroline Mando
oh
days.
yeah. Me too. Me too.
So it
Well,
just got so toxic towards the end, and it feels very dangerous. It feels like we're all on the verge of like even just talking about it right now. I'm like, are we going to get a cease and desist from someone?
don't say it. Don't say it. Everything is alleged. You guys, this podcast is just my opinion and the opinion of my guest, and we're just making opinions and it's alleged. We don't know anything about anything. We're just
Anything.
this is free speech. You can just give your opinion on whatever you want.
There you go.
There you have it. We'll
I
wrap it
like
up
it.
there. There you go.
We
You
protect it.
guys follow Donna Bowling, spelled Dana. It's Daily Dose of Dana, spelled Dana, but it's Donna.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's tough, but Daily Dose of Donna.
yeah.
I'm on YouTube, and then I'm on Instagram. I'm at This Is Donna Bowling.
Okay, I love it, and she's got a lot of interesting stories just for me in the biz, and she does pop culture. So if you're looking for information about what's happening with J Lo, and I saw that A-Rod put out some weird statement, I'll have to catch up on that later tonight.
Yeah, he made
Anything,
some sort of a statement about like you have to choose the direction when you're left with no choice. You have to choose a direction. I don't know. I
shut
mean,
up,
who knows?
A-Rod.
At the end of the day, they're going to be fifth marriage.
Look, here's the thing. If 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 you're J-Lo, again, you need to just take a look around at the chaos around you, and maybe you're the problem.
It's giving Christina Hall and
Oh,
and
bless
that
her.
story. It's like
Bless her
you
heart.
don't you were just talking about my man, my man, my
My
man. You don't
man,
need
my
a man.
man. Yeah. No,
You're
you
J
don't.
Lo.
You're J-Lo.
I know, but
You're the man.
she's probably so lonely.
I know.
I feel like those are the people that are the loneliest of them all, you know? It's the Bethany Frankels of the world.
Well,
The
maybe she could
really rich women.
get those 2 together. Let's don't end on a depressing note.
Yeah.
Everybody follow Donna and follow me at Pink Shade Pod on Instagram. And I'll see you guys this weekend. I'll be on with Amy Archer talking about Platteville and the 90-day happily ever after reunion. I think we're almost to the end. My God, it's been so long. And then back next week. And also don't forget, Love is Blind UK is over there on Pink Shade Prime.
It's so good.
All episodes are up, all recaps are up, and depending on if they give us a screener, we will have the recap up as soon as we can when we get the reunion next Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern time,
Ooh.
just to confuse you. Okay, thank you very much, Donna. Don't hang up.